The 937th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Heidi Ho DeGenerinos, welcome to episode 937 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Jungle Beats Holla at, what's his full name? Jungle Beats Holla at me. Okay, holla, that makes sense. Jungle Beats Holla at me says he hit a juicy KSW UFC parlay and couldn't have done it without your analysis, Gumby. You're a goddamn wizard who needs to be protected at all costs. It's true.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that would be the goddamn wizard, Gumby. Vreeland, I would like to be the goddamn wizard, but no one said that to me, so I can't really take that. I am the spicy pimp, still Jeff Fox. We're going to talk some UAE Warriors today, because I don't want to talk about UFC, Gumby. I don't want to talk about it. You beat me again. It was a lot of...
Jazz did not look good.
Oh, she didn't. And then complaining after the fact when you fell face down and ate a bunch of shots isn't a good look either.
Well, if you didn't do the stanky leg prior, they might not have stopped it. Or if you waited until the end of the round, they might have stopped it and then let you keep going anyway.
Oh my God. when Murgliata was announced for that bout, I'm like, good, finally some refs I know, because there's some, I don't know, like stopping.
It was terrible.
About,
it was terrible all night,
stopping about for a mouth guard when, a guy was on the attack, and being in the wrong position so you don't see an eye poke, and then letting people call their own eye pokes. Yeah, it was. So I thought, okay, it's going to get cleaned up now. No, it wasn't. It wasn't cleaned up for sure. So
no, he was bad all night too, and then they booed him in the next fight. The worst part of that is, the Hungry Man Jong parlay hit for a brief moment until he pulled it back and made it not hit, which is kind of a bummer. A bummer.
Yeah, all the people who had the Hungry Man Jong missed out on plus 1063 payout because of a screw up. Boy. I guess it happens in all sports, Gumby, but whatever. All the low blows. Yeah, it was kind of a messy evening, wasn't it?
My favorite part was when Kevin Holland took the second, kick to the groin.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, "Can you go?" And he was like, said no words. And they're like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah, he clearly could not go because it bothered him the rest of the fight. So it's a messy sport sometimes. But Gumby thoroughly kicked my ass because he's a goddamn wizard. He beat me by like $400 or about 450.
A little more than that. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Gumby went 8-5. I knew the Silva play was going to be the over park. Once it came out of my mouth, I knew, why am I taking park at this number? But
yeah, you even said it, and I think I told you after we got done recording. I'm like, 100%. If you let me pick that one first, you would have changed your mind.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because I wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to.
Silva looked good.
Time on these things.
Silva looked good.
Yeah, he did. Definitely look good. See, I said we weren't going to talk about UFC, but then we did. So there'll be more UFC talk come Wednesday because we have a pay-per-view this week. So hooray for that. But today we're talking about UAE Warriors, a pretty big UAE Warriors event. More on that in a second. Reminder, the NHL is back, and so is the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Join Ryan and Joel, and sometimes, what's that kid's name? I'm blanking on his name now. As they break down the biggest games, storylines, awards, and best bets throughout the season, let it slide. He's not an official host anyhow, so I can forget his name if I want. Archer, that's your name, son. Archer. All right. UAE Warriors. I'm correct in saying this is a pretty big fight card, right? I see there's
especially
3 title fights.
Yeah.
3 title fights on top. Some fun names for Jeff to pronounce. What more do you people want from an event? So UAE Warriors 64. You can get odds for UAE Warriors offshores for sure, right?
Yeah, offshores usually carry.
Yeah, okay. So it's going down Wednesday, which is a good thing as well because it's a midweek. I like the midweek,
especially because we lost all of our Tuesday action. So
exactly,
Now we got some Wednesday action to go with it.
Yep, I like the midweek, like the WEC days. WEC was what, Tuesdays, Wednesdays? I can't remember what day of the week it was.
I can't remember. I just remember it being on Versus, and like me and my dad would stay up and watch it on Versus.
Yep. So Wednesday, 12 p.m. start time. So there you go. This is a super degen special right in the middle of the work week. UFC Fight Pass, easy for you to see. It is taking place in Abu Dhabi, UAE, because every event in the world it makes sense for them because they are an UAE promotion. So no shade on that. 13 fights that we're going to cover. Obviously the 3 title fights and then a couple other ones. And then Gumby also has, I'm sure, plenty to choose from for a Hungry-Man Jong. And he will
lightning round.
No, lightning round. Yeah, I always want to call it Hungry-Man Jong. Well, we have too many gimmicks around here. I forget what's what. All right, we're going to start off with a fun name. Easy to say, though. Gift Walker. There's a good name, right? He is from South Africa. Abdul Hussein. He is from not that area. He's from Finland. They're fighting 3 5-minute rounds at 135. And let's break her down by telling you about the Day Walker first. That's a zombie reference, right?
I have to imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although...
Yeah.
Isn't a daywalker also like a redheaded dude who tans well, right? Is that a daywalker?
Oh, really? I don't know that slang.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like a redheaded guy who tans. This is a daywalker.
This gentleman is not a redheaded gentleman, at least not in his photo. All right, the daywalker, Gift Walker, is 7-2, 1 knockout, 5 submissions. He's 0-1 in UAE Warriors. He's won 2 straight though, including his last bout via submission. Regional champ, he's fed at 125, 3 years younger than Hussein, 4 inches taller. No odds yet, but we told you they should be readily available if you search around. Hussein, Abba is the nickname. Obviously, he's a big fan of the group. Obviously, 13-2, 4 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been submitted once. You owe us around, sir. He's 4-0 in UAE Warriors. He's won 6 straight fights, all via finish. He's not lost since March 2021. Used to fight at 125, 1-0 as a pro boxer. If I was just like resume picking, I would pick Hussein here. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I think he's probably, for that reason, basically what you just said, I kind of expect him to be in the 3s somewhere, like 325, 350, and I'm going to pick him too. It's like the kicking game from him is particularly good. He loads up a little bit too much on them from time to time, but it's clear that he's got some pretty sharp kicks. On top of that, he is a guy who likes to step back into counter. So he just barely gets out of the way and then hurts you. He's a guy who relies a lot more on his striking than his grappling, but I've seen shades of some decent grappling from him too. And then on the side of Gift Walker too, real bad on the bottom, particularly, if he gets taken down, doesn't seem like he's got a lot of ideas on how to get back up or a lot of ideas on how to, work a sub from there. He stands really tall. It's definitely a Muay Thai thing, but it's almost to a fault, to the point where he's easy to hit. So his chin's kind of high in the air. He's heavy on his legs because he's not in an athletic position, which really doesn't lend itself well to fighting a kicker. Probably a guy who kicks a lot is gonna tear that dude apart. So I think Hussein's a way better striker. If he does decide to grapple, I think he'll have an easy time there. Abdul Hussein is the pick here.
All right. We're going to Abdullo now. Next, Abdullo Khodzhaev. He is from Tajikistan. He's fighting at 155 against Felipe Douglas from Brazil. Let's break it down. Douglas, he's got quite a resume. He's had a lot of fights. This gentleman. Bukau is the nickname. 26-6, 10 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted once. He's 1-0 in UAE Warriors. He's won 5 straight, 9 of 10. He's not lost since March 2023. Regional champ. He's fought at 145 and 170, 2011 pro MMA debut. Khodzhaev is the Prince of Persia. 7-1, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's never been finished. He owes his rounds. 4-1 in UAE Warriors. He's won 2 straight, both via TKO. He won 1-1 championship. Still, I guess, the biggest promotion in the world.
Do they still hold events other than the Friday night stuff?
I don't know. We have some hardcores in our Discord. Ask them. They definitely would know. But I don't see a lot about them ever anymore. So yeah,
I see a lot of the one Friday fight nights, and then I see almost nothing about one proper.
Yeah, you never really see the big events that they used to have. So yeah, I guess ever since Khodzhaev left, right? I thought, what's the point? He used to fight at 170. He's 8 years younger than Douglas. He's 3 inches taller.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess Khodzhaev, slight favorite, obviously, because long resume probably keeps him, from being too big of a dog. We'll say negative 140, 145 for Khodzhaev. And as much as it pains me to do so, I'm going to take Khodzhaev. Felipe Douglas, for those of you who don't know, is a fighting nerd. Yes. So it's hard to pick against him. But from what I've seen from him, there's just some gaps that really worry me, particularly in this fight. He prefers to wrestle. He's a guy who, likes, he mixes it up well. But you could tell he's much more comfortable when he's in top control. And Khodzhaev has shown really nice hips when people shoot on him. So you can almost nix that part of Felipe Douglas's game completely out. Because I don't think he's going to be able to get Khodzhaev down. So already kind of a strike on him. You're already worrying about stuff. Then on the other side too, like Felipe Douglas is a guy who winds up pretty heavily on his strikes. So despite the fact that, like, you know, his striking does bring power and he's got a fair amount of, you know, times he's wobbled people or hurt people with his hands. In the same token, like, I just think Khodzhaev is fast enough that and smart enough that he doesn't walk into something that we see Bacot like really, really, really wind up on. So that's like two of the big things. I will say Khodzhaev is a guy who throws a lot of spinning crap, and that can sometimes get him caught, especially against a wrestler. I think he would be well suited to like sort of nix that, because that's probably the only chance Douglas has to take him down. But even if he does, I think he gets right back up. I'll also just add in there, not a fan of Felipe Douglas's cardio. He's kind of tired early in fights, particularly when he wrestles and fails. And being is that's kind of what I see happening early in this fight. Like, I think he's going to shoot a takedown probably in the first 2 minutes or so. You're going to see Khodzhaev probably work against the cage for a minute, but then circle away. Then I think you'll see Khodzhaev rip the body a few times, and you're just going to see a different Felipe Douglas by the second round. So unlike Abdullo, Khodzhaev here, hopefully small favorite.
Does he have that RDR cardio, Gumby?
Man, dude, did RDR... All right, we weren't going to talk about UFC, but now we are. Real question. RDR cardio or RDR will? Which one do you think let him down? Because I personally think it was the latter.
Yeah, no, it definitely.
I don't think the cardio is good either, but like when he fell off and had no idea how to get back up, or Brendan Allen didn't just stick his arm in an armbar for him. Yeah, he looked mentally defeated.
That's what the kids like to say, fraud check, right? That's actually a legit one, perhaps this time.
Well, at least to the level, like, I mean, people were talking about
Brendan Allen's not like tippy top though either.
No, he just got beat. He gets beat by guys who we thought were lower than RDR.
Yeah. Anyhow, I will think twice before betting on RDR again in the future. That's for sure. So, all right, before we dive into. Actually, it's nothing but title fights the rest of the way. So, like I said, high-level card. Let me tell you about MyBookie. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie's your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. They have easy deposits, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out the MMA lines that we talk about on our show over there, and head to MyBookie.ag with promo code MMA SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. So that's MyBookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Novig, Novig, all one word. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. They have reduced juice. I've seen like minus 103 favorite lines there. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, I promise you title fights, that's what you're going to get. UAE Warriors Flyweight Championship. Iago Ribeiro, he is from Brazil. You can tell by the way I said it, right? Muhidin Abubakar, he is from England. You couldn't tell by the way I said that. 5-minute rounds for the flyweight strap. We'll tell you about the challenger first. Abubakar, 10-1, 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's never been finished. He's 3-1 in UAE Warriors. He is the interim champ. So this is a unification belt. Won 7 straight. He last lost September 2022. He's a regional champ. Used to fight at 135. 5 years England. Ribeiro 4 inches taller. Ribeiro Pitbull. There's a good nickname, Gumby. We have another nickname coming up, which may rival Pitbull now. We get a lot of the next one too. This Pitbull is 13-3, 6 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once. He's 2-0 in the promotion and the current champion. He's won 7 straight TKO win in his last belt. That was back though in May of 2024, hence the interim belt, I guess. He's last lost October 2018. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. He's got a full mantle. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. He's fought at 115 and 135, 2014 pro MMA debut for the champ.
So despite Ribeiro being the champ proper, I do think Abubakar is going to be a big favorite. Negative 225, negative 250 kind of range. And I'm going to pick him in this one too. Ribeiro, you know, I mentioned it in the last fight. When guys tend to throw a lot of spinning stuff, it's generally not a good move. And Ribeiro throws a ton of it. He's real fancy on the feet. And the thing I worry about probably most, considering his fancy striking stuff, is like that kind of stuff is like heavily timing based, right? Like anytime you're going to throw tons of spinning heel kicks and wheel kicks and spinning back kicks to the ribs, anytime you're going to do any of that kind of stuff, you really have to have your timing down. Now, he hasn't fought in a really long time, and that's like automatically going to make it an issue with the timing, right? Like that's something you're going to really worry about timing wise. And if you watched, some of his more recent fights too, like you could see at times he's gotten tagged because he's off balance and stuff like that. So now you're going to add the element of like, he's been away with all of that, and he's still probably going to get tagged again. And so like you worry about that aspect of it all. He's certainly not good at getting up from the bottom. And with Abubakar, maybe not the best striker for me. He switches stances a lot. A lot of his offense, I think he struggles a little bit with range because he like crashes into people a lot. But I also think because he's never really had to pay for doing that, because he's so good at jiu-jitsu and he's got a pretty good wrestling base, I think he almost like lets himself mess that up often, because like if it's not going to cost him, why stop doing it? And it typically gets him to the clinch, which is where he can hit those takedowns. Or even when he's been on bottom, like I saw like he got like off balanced in one of his more recent fights, and he wound up on bottom, got some butterfly hooks, basically built himself right back up, and then was on the attack. So like I see that, and automatically I think like, okay, Ribeiro being off balance, trying to throw some spinning stuff, Abubakar gonna be all over that, gonna be on the takedowns, and I don't really see Ribeiro getting back up. And then in addition to that too, just the striking of Abubakar seems like it's probably good enough to hang with him. So I'll take Abubakar.
All right, Abubakar will make his belt whole come Wednesday. All right, UAE Warriors vacant bantamweight championship. I can't expect you to know this, Gumby.
Oh, I know. It's Ali Taleb, right? Ali Taleb used to be their bantamweight champ.
Yep. We got Asaf Chopurov. He's from Azerbaijan. He is facing Demarte Pena from Angola. 5-minute rounds, 135. I'll tell you about Pena first. The Wolf, 16-3 with 2 no contests, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. He always some finishes. He's been knocked out once. 2-1 UAE Warriors. Lost win over his last 5. 5-2 over his last 7. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt, get the merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Sorry, that was over his last 4. Lost one, obviously. Used to fight at, did I tell you to go to our store? Go to our store, buy our merch. Used to fight at 145, 2011 Pro MMA debut. I'm all crossed up here. Chopurov, Honey Badger. That is the other nickname that we're getting nonstop, right, Gumby?
A lot of Honey Badgers?
There, at least 3, which is a lot. For it's not like this is a common animal. Maybe in Azerbaijan there's a lot of honey badgers, but
I used to train with a guy whose last name was Bishop, and we called him the Honey Bishop.
That's an okay name. See, that's unique. That's unique. All right, Honey Badger Chopurov, 8-0, 3 knockouts, 4 submissions, 3-0 in UAE Warriors. He's won 2 straight via finish. Used to fight at 145, 12 years younger than Pena. Well, Gumby gives you the breakdown. I'm going to look up how many Honey Badgers are on Tapology. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a Chopurov fight for me. It seems like they're just trying to finally get him the opponent that they need in order to make him, like a household name, as much of a household name as you can be in UAE Warriors. Demarte Pena's kind of been there and done that, but like also that means he's got tons of wear on the tires. Chopurov, like this is his time. He's like well lined up to beat Pena here. And the big reason is like Pena, he likes to swing, right? But he also likes to get hit. He's one of those guys who's been exceptionally hittable in a lot of his fights. And so as a result, you see him win fights that, he probably should win, but also lose fights he should probably win in terms of technique, because just like he's there. It would be really easy to hit him in a lot of these cases. And then on top of that too, he's heavy on his feet. He's kind of stationary, which is part of what makes him so hittable. But the beauty of that for me is that Chopurov is so good on top. Like this is a guy who I would really love to see in the UFC right now. I think he could give a lot of UFC bantamweights a hard run, just because of like, a lot of people are good at takedowns, right? Muradovashvili, amazing at takedowns. Muradovashvili, not really great top control, right? The only reason you get 22 takedowns in a fight is because you take them down and they get up, you take them down, you get up, take them down, you get up. Chopurov is such a good wrestler in terms of getting you down, but also like he probably will max out at like 3 or 4 takedowns a fight, because he's just like so good at staying on top of you. He laces the legs, he's heavy on the hips. He finds good control positions and like punishes you from them. And just with like as stationary as Demarte Pena is, I can't imagine he can keep himself away from being taken down for particularly long. And as I just mentioned, like, I don't think he can get back up. So like, this is a fight where I think Chopurov has like a very, very obvious path to success here. And Pena would have to pretty much completely change the type of fighter he is, in my opinion, in order to win it. So, you're not going to expect a guy that late in his career and that many fights in to, go off the rails and be a completely new guy who dances around instead of sits down. And so I'm going to take Chopurov here. I don't know if I said a number, but like probably pushing 400.
Yeah, I was going to ask a number. I was counting honey badgers at the time. All right, minus 400. How many honey badgers did I count off of Tapology?
12.
No, 54 honey badgers.
54.
That's a whole lot of honey badgers.
That is heavily used. Do you think it's because of that YouTube video from back in the day? Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Not off.
Honey badger don't give a shit. He just takes what he wants.
No, I don't. There was a football player named that as well, right?
Hey,
Matthew, Tyrone,
Matthew,
Terrence.
Taryn, I think it was.
Taryn, right? Yes.
If you guys remember the Honey Badger video about Honey Badger don't care, Honey Badger just takes what he wants, give me a shout out in the comments.
Yeah, hit the comments. And for the guy who thinks he has to protect
Jacare, because you badmouth Jacare. He still does have to protect Jacare. There was bad mouthing of Jacare.
I was not bad mouthing him. I was
saying no one. Jacare.
I said no one would remember him.
That's bad mouthing him. He's a freaking legend, and you said nobody remembers him.
It's bad mouthing the people that don't remember him, not him. They should remember him. Getting knocked out by an up kick.
Continue to protect Jacare.
Yeah, I said getting knocked out by an up kick. They should remember him. By Mr. Kevin Holland. All right, before we get to our main event, let me tell you about Underdog. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' stats. It's available for a ton of sports. Gumby's going to give you a sport and a play, probably.
Yeah, so if you're getting this before the game 6 of the ALCS tonight, you can go ahead and play the higher than on Polanco's hits. You can probably play higher on his hits, runs, and RBIs too. I think he's going to be all over the place today. Been hitting very well in this series, so we're going to play the higher than on Polanco's all of his offense.
All right.
Sorry, Blue Jay fans.
That's fine. Ardenger's got a brand new offer for you, new customers. Play just $5 to get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code MMASGPN. All right, Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with picks and props. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you could win $1,000. Now I'm going to make Gumby give you another play. It's probably going to be football. It's usually football at this point.
Yeah, we got football Monday night. They're giving us 2 different games. I'm going to take the Bucks on the road against the Lions. They're getting 5.5. I think they could win just on the money line, but I'll definitely take the 5.5 points too. So give me the Buccaneers.
All right. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. See if they agree with Gumby on the old Buccaneers. All right. Let me close the Honey Badger tab. All right. That's another good title. Honey Badger tab. UAE Warriors Lightweight Championship. Amru Magomedov. He is from Russia. Martun Mezhlumyan. Mezhlumyan, Armenia. 5-5 rounds, 155. I will break it down by telling you about the challenger first. Mezhlumyan, he is 15-3. 7 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been submitted 3 times. 5-1 UAE Warriors. He's won 3 straight and 5 of 6. Submission win in his last bout. He's not lost since November 2021. He's a regional champion. Used to fight at 170. Magomedov, 9-0, 2 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's 5-0 in UAE Warriors and the champ with 2 successful defenses under his belt. He's won 6 straight fights via finish. He's fight at 145, 6 years younger than the challenger. I'm picking the champ just off resume.
I'm gonna take a swing on an underdog here. I haven't taken an underdog yet on this card, but I think Mezhlumyan, especially because he's probably going to come in the 3 bills in terms of return. I think he's worth a stab on the underdog here. And the big reason is if you watch Magomedov, first of all, excellent at jiu-jitsu. Like, love his sub game, love his positional game. I'm not really sold on his wrestling. Like, I've seen a lot of shots where I'm like, does he even really know what he's doing here to get to this wrestling portion of things? Like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's like, it's definitely lagging behind other parts of his game. And it doesn't seem like a priority to him in a lot of his fights. Like, despite the fact that he is really, really, really good with the jiu-jitsu, nice with chokes, things like that. But like, it does seem like he doesn't really want to go there because he likes to strike too. Now, the problem I have with his striking, though, is he backs up a real lot and lets other fighters bring the fight to him. He tends to try to keep the distance with like push kicks and he's got like a stabbing, that little stabbing front kick people do where they're trying to kick underneath the rib cage. He does that.
It would hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it feels good at all. RDR is probably quitting where he's sitting right now, thinking about it.
Oh my gosh.
But he does that well to try to keep distance, but meanwhile he is still backing up. He is still winding up with his ass against the cage, and I think that's a problem here against Mezhlumyan. He's got like a really nice left hook that he throws. He himself is probably not all that good at jiu-jitsu or takedown defense rather. Jiu-jitsu defense is good. Takedown defense isn't great, but he is good at takedown offense, which is kind of interesting. And he's light on his feet and likes the pressure. So like, I think that plays really well into dealing with what Magomedov is doing, which is going to be trying to counter a lot and trying to keep distance, because like that's always what he's up against, right? He's always pressuring and trying to deal with somebody who's backing up. So like Mezhlumyan just might be the right kind of guy to give Magomedov a really tough fight. So while like gun to my head, I might not pick him to win necessarily. Like if for some ungodly reason the odds come in here at even money for both of them, or negative 115 for both of them, I'd probably switch over. Definitely worth a play there.
All right, T in on the dog. Let's give you a recap, and then we just some more bonus plays here. Mezhlumyan, Chopurov, Abubakar, Khodzhaev, and Hussein. I did okay with the names today, if I do say so myself. All right, lightning round. Is that bang, boom, pow? Let her rip, Gumby.
Yeah, so I got two of them here for you. I'm going to take Imam Sharif or Shafi Aliyev. No, look at me. I'm messing him up. Iman Shafi Aliyev. He's a fighter with only one loss on his record. It's to Jordan Not Human Newman. So like he's put together a pretty damn good resume. I really like what I've seen from him. And the other one I'm going to take is Kurban Zainikov. Zainikov 4-0. And even before he became a professional and made it up to 4-0, he was an IMMAF guy. Had some really nice runs through some of their tournaments. So he's got like a very long, very polished amateur career. And you can see it when he fights too. He's pretty damn well-rounded. So I like, once again, Zainikov and Aliyev as my two lightning round plays.
All right. You are set for UAE Warriors. You can hit us up in the Discord, chat some more if you like. We're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. YouTube, of course, MMA Gambling Podcast. As long as you subscribe, please and thanks. Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. Substack for me, moneymma.substack.com. UFC pay-per-view pick'em contest will be coming down the pipe this week, so check that out. Gumby has a Top Total MMA podcast. Your Canadians went
2-0.
2-0, right?
No, we got the finish with Melissa Croden, and we got the split decision with Iman. So there's no jinx. There's no jinx at all.
Exactly. There's no jinx. So everyone can come on the show. Who's on it this week?
We got Abdul Karim Al Sawadi, who is fighting over on the pay-per-view this weekend. And then we're talking to Christian Natividad, who we'll talk about on tomorrow's LFA show.
Definitely. All right. So check out Top Turtle wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. As Gumby mentioned, we'll be back tomorrow. Pitbull, Jeff Fox, Honey Badger, Gumby Vreeland. We'll talk to you tomorrow.